Everybody's ready. Week 7 of high school football season here on UTV 44. It's the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partner Dan Brennan. As always, we're at Eastern Shore Toyota as we get ready for the matchup tonight between the Blunt Leopards and the Spanish Fort Toros. And everybody in the state is talking about this game tonight, Dan Brennan.
Well, if they're not talking about this game tonight, then they're ill-informed on what a big football game is. It's going to be so big, and we're glad that you guys are taking the time to check in early so you can get a better feel for the coaches, for the teams, for the strategies, for the personalities. That's what this show's all about, and we love doing it.
Each team comes in undefeated in region play. I mean, we'll let you behind the curtain a little bit. We do this on Wednesday night, you know, and we're just like, let's go. Can we just start? I think the kids want to play. The cheerleaders, the band's already to play. Everybody's just like, all right, a lot of hype for this one. Everybody's like, let's just get to the game already.
Yeah, it's one of those games where when you say, now what's going to happen in that game? You can get a bunch of opinions. I think the overriding opinion basically is two really good teams and two very physical teams, talented teams, well-coached teams. Therefore, you got to guess it's a game that's going to go 4 quarters.
Oh, and the atmosphere on the hill will be electric. We'll talk all about that as we get you ready for the matchup. Let's look back a little bit to last week's game. Our first chance to see the top-ranked team in 4A, UMS Wright at home going up against Thomasville, perennial powerhouse in 4A as well. In that region, it always seems to roll between UMS and Thomasville. UMS comes out. We had heard that they were really good this year. Caleb Ross, the coach of McGill, told us how great they were. They came out, it was 48-0, and they controlled that game from the opening kickoff.
They really did. I know that Coach Hankins for Thomasville was not only disappointed, I think he's a little embarrassed that his team played so poorly on the road. They had a costly,
inadvertent whistle,
that cost Thomasville a turnover early in the game, but no excuses there. I think the story we got out of that whole game, Jim, was we both looked at each other and said, this is as good as UMS is physically, that being able to match up against probably anybody, including Leeds, you know, who they got their eye on.
Right.
The team that knocked them off last year. I mean, they look like a different kind of UMS team with, you know, a big tailback, a big tight end, a big offensive line. They're pretty good.
It looks like some of those teams from about 10 years ago that we saw that won state, and Terry Curtis had it all over the field. He had the athletes, he had, of course, the great disciplined players on the field, and the difference makers. It really just kind of reminded me of some of those older UMS teams that we saw that would go so far and usually win state. Hey, we're back here at Eastern Shore Toyota. Big crowd here tonight because we're giving away some money.
Yeah, $12,000 is going to go to the school that represents the best during this high school football season here at Eastern Shore Toyota. First place, 12 grand, pretty nice. Second place gets 4,000, nothing to sneeze at. And third and fourth are going to split 4,000, $2,000 each. That's money that's going to be well spent by these programs. Whoever wins it, you know, whatever for, they're going to be glad to have it. But they work for it by turning out in big numbers with big enthusiasm here tonight.
You know, it's just $20,000 is a lot of money, but it's just a small portion of what Eastern Shore Toyota and Eastern Shore Hyundai give to the communities all around here. They give away a lot, and real cash, real checks to a lot of great deserving organizations.
Sean Esfahani realized that if you're going to do business with him, he's going to get back to your community. He and Casey McGraw have been doing it for years and continue to do it this year.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the Blunt Leopards off to a great start. They've been impressive. They're 2-0 on TV this year, and we'll talk all about that with Coach Len Holly coming up right after this from Eastern Shore Toyota. Here at Eastern Shore Toyota, the crowd is ready for this one. It is the game, not just here. It is the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers game in the state tonight. That's what we're saying. Everybody is talking about this. It is the biggest matchup in the state, and we're excited to have it here tonight on UTV 44. It's the Blunt Leopards traveling across the bay to take on the Spanish Fort Toros. Both teams 6-0. 4-0 in region play, and so the winner of this is going to have the inside track in that region for sure. Lev Holly, head coach of the Leopards, here with us. Antonio Wright with us here as well to talk about tonight's matchup. Coach, just like old hat, like this third time already, the Leopards like the bright lights of TV on Friday night.
Man, we're excited about the opportunity to compete at a high level. A lot of respect for Spanish Fort. Coach Blackman, who's a great friend of mine, and Spanish Fort Toros is a perennial power in the South. Just immaculate, but I got to give credit to, you know, my administration, Mr. Woods, Marion Dunn, athletic director, But most of good credit to these kids, you know, and assistant coaches for the job that they do every day.
And a lot of people are noticing. A lot of people are noticing.
Well, you know, you'd notice if a train came right by your house. this team is explosive. They're physical. They're well coached. And you talk about this team likes the bright lights. Well, pretty girls like the bright lights too. They like to be in pageants. That's what this team is. This team is a beautiful team put together by the everybody that decided they were going to be all in with Lev this year, including our man, Mr. Wright, who I noticed one thing that you do when you come inside a stadium, Antonio, you and Kadarius Toney actually flip a ball back and forth continually, almost the whole pregame until you walk back in the locker room. When did that start?
It started in the first game so we can get our communication right before the game so we can be prepared, so he can know where I'm at all times, and I can get the feeling of the ball, how it's coming from him. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Antonio, a big part of the offense is scoring 44 points a game. I mean, that's a huge number. You got to be pleased the way that unit has gelled, from the start of the season for you, Coach.
We're very pleased with it. Coach Johnson, our offense coordinator, he does a great job of creating matchups. A big part of it is, putting people in position that they can be successful. And I tell Coach when I came in, our job is to put them in position and let them earn the right to be successful. So, I think the buy-in had a lot to do with it, but when you have a surrounding cast that's a veteran group, you have Antonio Wright, you have a Reginald Todd, you have a Charles Shepard, a Kadarius Toney.
That does help.
Yeah,
that does help. That does help.
And you have a Lorenzo Martin and Joshua Brown to substitute that. It makes a big difference. But we just try to go out and play with a lot of fun, execute, and just be a team.
Do you talk about embracing the moment in a game like this? I mean, this is a game that these young men might remember and be talking about when they're 75 years old.
We talk about it every day. It's very rare that, there's a lot of teams out there that wish they were 6-0, 4-0 in the region, pretty much to punch a ticket to the playoffs, which was the first goal that we set forth for ourselves. So, we talk about it, of understanding where we are, understanding what we're doing, understanding that it's about Blount. We don't worry about nothing else. We worry about the things we can control, the things we can't. We don't even worry about them. We just come in every day and try to put one foot ahead of the other and make each other better.
I think one of the things that I'm impressed with most about this whole thing is it is obviously a team. It is, and when I say that, I mean beyond Coach Lev Holly and the coaching staff, that group of guys on the field that you shared that bus ride with, those practices with, talk about what they mean to you and what you mean to each other.
We're family. Those are my brothers. Some of us came in together, but we're all a unity. Coach put it in our head as we're only one. We all one. So we just came together, bought in, and we do stuff together all the time, go places together, and we're just a team effort.
Antonio, and when you look at Spanish Fort defensively, what do you see as you get ready for this game?
They got a lot of great athletes on defense, but hey, if offense come to play, we're just gonna play. See how the battle come out.
They got, again, I don't think Blount's got to back down or apologize that this team's got too much for us tonight. I don't think that's the case. I think we're gonna have a couple of great offenses. We're gonna have a couple of great defenses, and like Antonio said, play ball, see what happens.
You said earlier this season we were talking to you that one of the things that you quickly grasped was the community that is Blount and how much they want to get behind the Leopards and how much a part of it. Well, I mean, there is no more room on the bandwagon. Everybody is there, and you saw the crowd that came to McGill. I mean, they are going to be packing in the stadium over here when we get ready to play this game.
I look at it as in a sense of, it's a lot of things the kids should be doing on Friday night, but they're doing something very positive. You talking about going on the hill. What better opportunity do you have, to get out, play the game at a high level, but to get out and compete, and then when it's all said and done, just give praise. We always, we talk about it every day of just being a team that's, and you mentioned about the team concept. We just feel like, the more together that we are, the better off we will be. And when you start talking about a team concept with Blount High School and the football program, we're all in this together. And we talk about, we say the Lord's Prayer every day. Not one time does Lord's Prayer have an I in it. Everything is about us or our. And that's kind of how we approach it day in and day out.
Yeah, and you see a lot of coaches talk about that. They want to get that chemistry becomes so important, and sometimes it just doesn't happen for whatever reason, but when it comes together, it is a powerful force. And
When it comes together at Blunt,
we are seeing
look
it.
out.
We cannot wait for kickoff. Coach, we'll see you in the last segment. And Antonio, be safe out there tonight. Thanks for joining us. When we come back, we'll talk about the Spanish sports side of things as the Toros play host to these Leopards coming up tonight right here on UTV 44. It's loud in here, but that's nothing what it's going to be like in about 20 minutes. I mean, it's going to be really loud on the hill tonight. Huge matchup in 6A here on UTV 44, the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers game of the week. The Spanish Fort Toros playing host to the Blunt Leopards. Head coach Ben Blackman with us, Trey Threet, linebacker for the Toros here as well. Coach, we were just talking about it with Coach Holly about he's been talking with his team, and I'm sure you have as well, about embracing the moment that is this game.
Well, I mean, this is what you grow up, in this great state of Alabama playing football. You grow up and you wish for opportunities to play in games like this, I mean, I can remember back to when I was in high school in '95 and playing in front of Jeff Depp, playing JD in Crampton Bowl with 26,000 people in Crampton Bowl. I mean, so those are the types of games that you thrive for growing up, and that's why we're in it.
you seem to have a team, a program, and even some individuals that also seem to thrive in the moment of competition. You got a gritty bunch. They don't back down.
Yeah, real proud of our kids. They true champions. And I think a lot of that starts in the off season and just so the kids being able to play in so many games, big games over the years. So our kids are comfortable with that, and so they're excited.
Trey Threet, as we said, linebacker here, going to Auburn next year. And talk about just what your week has been like, getting ready for this Blunt game. I know every game is a big game, but this, y'all know what's on the line here tonight.
Most definitely. This past week, every week we've been focused and ready to play and have a great game plan for each team. But this week it seems like our practices have been more, each player has been more laser focused, and our practices have been even harder than they have in the past couple weeks.
Trey, I know you're coming back from an injury. Can you talk about that and where you are with that right now?
My injury, it happened a couple weeks ago, but as of right now, I'm 100% ready to go.
Yeah, and they're going to need him. This is going to need all hands on deck, for this game. Talk about. I think we've talked about the Leopards a lot, and we've seen them twice on TV. As a coach, when you look at it, what are you seeing getting ready for this game?
I see it. First off, they're well organized. Coach Holly does a great job. He gets them lined up. They don't get stupid penalties. They play fast and hard and physical, and they got great skill. Great defensive line. I mean, they're a championship team. I mean, they could be in it, later in December. I mean, they got that kind of quality. So, it's been interesting to watch.
I didn't know as the paths crossed, that they did cross enough that you and Coach Holly are familiar with each other and actually pretty good friends.
We're just friends through the profession. I've been in it for 15 years, and over the time you meet a lot of folks. And I met Coach Holly, and he's just a great individual. A high character guy. He's going to do things the right way. He's going to work hard. Got a lot of respect for individuals like that.
Yeah, you look at Tyler Johnston. We got to see him come back this year on TV, which was great. I mean, everybody in Toro land loved to see him. It was fun for us to see him come back. But unbeaten as a starter quarterback at Spanish Fort. He's now 26-0, if I'm not mistaken. Just talk about having someone at that quarterback position in a game of this magnitude. What that means.
Well, I mean, you're fortunate. You got somebody who's been there, who's tested, and he's tried and true, and he's going to go out there and play just like it's any other Friday night. The moment never gets too big for Tyler.
Trey, talk a little bit about when you realized that you were probably going to play football beyond Spanish Fort. When you started to say, wow, I think maybe I'm getting big, strong, I'm good enough, or maybe someday I'll play in the SEC of all places.
I believe I realized it when I first moved to Spanish Fort my 10th grade year. It was my first year over here, and I was just, after the season, I played through, had a good season coming to transfer into a new school and everything. And as the season went on, I went to a couple camps in the off season and performed really well at those. And shortly after, I picked up an offer from Clemson. And I feel like after I picked up that first offer, I realized that this is the sport that, it's going to take me places.
Yeah, a lot of people started noticing you and your play. You talked about it with Lev, first-year coach at Blunt. He talked early on about the community and how much of a part it is for Blunt Leopard. Your first year up at Spanish Fort, you've seen it. Community also, I mean, it's unrivaled up here as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I said, last time we were on it. What makes this place great is the community, the people in the children, the kids, the parents, the mayor, the city council, all the people that surrounds this program. I mean, eat, sleep, and breathe Spanish Fort. And it's not just football. I mean, it goes a lot further than that. It goes into the education and the students in the halls, to the band that's behind me, to the cheerleaders, to everything, And, that's what drives and what makes this community so great.
Well, it's going to be a great matchup between two football communities and two really great teams. We're about 10 minutes from kickoff. We can't wait for it. Coach, stick around, Trey. Good seeing you. Be safe. Hopefully you're healthy out there tonight. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with both coaches and get you ready for the kickoff tonight between Blunt and Spanish Fort here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. Is ready for tonight's matchup here on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Lev Howley, the coach of the Blunt Leopards, Ben Blackman, the coach of the Spanish Fort Toros. These two teams unbeaten, 6-0 on the year, 4-0 in region play, gaudy numbers all over the stat sheet. Now, I'll start with you this time, Ben. So we talked about embracing the moment. Do you have to talk to the kids a little bit as well to keep everything in check because the emotions are going to be so high to start it?
Well, I mean, obviously anytime games and crowds build and all that, the very first part of the game is going to be emotional. And, you just got to withstand that through the game and continue to play. You play 4 quarters. And, you can discuss that a little bit. But, you tell them you want them to play with intensity.
Same thing on your side, Coach?
Yeah, we talk about it. Those first 6 minutes being like most crucial part of the game of not letting emotions get in the way. It's going to be, a lot of intensity, a lot of enthusiasm just to get it over, to get it going, and getting that first hit. So we talk about it, but I think once both teams settle in, I think we're going to see a good game of football.
Also, one of the games on the schedule, and we're already hoping that y'all meet in the playoffs too, because we haven't seen the game tonight. We want to see another one, but one of those games. One of the games on the schedule, win or lose, that pays dividends for what you're going to see in the playoffs down the road playing good teams.
Well, anytime you face a team like Spanish Fort, and Coach Blackman and his staff, man, they do a tremendous job. Probably got one of the best quarterbacks. Ain't no problem. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the state, in Tyler Johnson. His brother on the defensive side, Trey. I think, you set yourself up to be able to compete at a high level once you get on down the road. So, but I think at this point, I'm not even looking past Friday. Like I told Coach Black, I hadn't slept since last Friday. Once we found out, hey, once we got Robertsdale out the way, then it transferred over to Spanish Fort. So, it's going to be great, man. And
everybody has that feeling. I mean, everybody who's ready for this game has the feeling. All right, so let's get to our questions before we wrap things up. We'll start with an easy one tonight. Broccoli or carrots?
Carrots.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Okay.
I like broccoli.
I do too. I really like it. Video games. You're still young enough to play video games? Are you going to admit it?
Yeah, I mean with my kids, of course.
All right, you're a young coach too. Video games?
NCAA football.
NCAA football. What do you like to play?
NCAA football.
All right. Remember you showed up at my house the one time and the kid from Nova Scotia was just whipping me
He
in
was
hockey?
losing in hockey to an 11-year-old from Canada.
Yeah,
I can't tell you what he was saying.
All right. Do you sing in the shower? No?
I can't sing.
I've started since the last show.
All right, good. We're working on it. All right, what TV game show would you like? This is kind of like a game show. Was there a TV game show you'd like to go on?
No.
No?
Family Feud.
Oh, yeah. I know some of the Blackmans. You know what? I'd like to see the Blackmans against the Brennans on Family Feud.
Okay, they'd have to put it on Showtime.
That would be good.
For the Brennans.
If you could become instantly fluent in another language, what would that be?
Espanol.
Spanish.
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 French. I'd like to do French.
Really?
Yeah, French.
Well, you're a wine guy.
Yeah, that would help. That would help. Of all of the Gilligan's Island characters, you are most like
Good.
which one? Gilligan. I would not think it was Gilligan.
I'm the skipper.
The skipper. All right, Lev will come out with a Gilligan hat on to start the broadcast. No, he will not do
He
that.
is
How about
not.
you? How about you? Any?
I'm Gilligan.
Yeah,
My
oh,
God, I'm Gilligan.
Okay,
Yes,
Coach.
Yeah.
That's Gilligan. Really, that is
You
Gilligan.
ain't Gilligan.
All right.
I'm Gilligan.
Would you rather have a broken toe or a broken finger?
Broken finger.
Wow.
I've had a broken toe, so probably a broken toe.
Yeah, I've broken some toes.
Depends on,
It's nasty.
depends on the season. Depends on the golf season.
Don't want it screwed up. All right, do you have a phobia? Anything really freaks you out?
Spanish sport.
Yeah, the toroitis. Now you got to come back to the leopards. That's what scares you, right? You got anything else that scares you?
Snakes.
No, snakes. Yeah, I'm the same way. Snakes. Don't like them. Don't like them. All right, we are ready tonight. We cannot wait.
We ain't scared.
No, we are not. We're not afraid of the big matchup here tonight. Leopards and Toros tonight here on UTV 44. Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers.